Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody's having an amazing beginning of the week. Yes, it is Monday and we are well into January. And so
Mhm.
you guys saw all the flyers that are going by, different events happening. We got a men's conference, women's conference. We got brunches on Sundays, prayer lines on Saturday mornings, all kinds of stuff. And so maybe you didn't catch them, but you can find those flyers. You can always come back for the replay. And you can always also find those flyers on the Facebook group. So we're going to get started today because we have a introducing a new segment that we'll be having
Excited.
on as part of making connections. And so, Edgar, how are you doing today?
I am doing lovely. How about you? How's your morning?
Good, good, busy. Mondays are crazy, but hey, we made it to another Monday, so I'm excited, right?
Right, right. The year's going by fast. It just started to.
Right. So, Edgar, I know you've been on the show before, as a guest host, helping me with a couple shows, but want to give you opportunity to introduce yourself officially to the Making Connections family.
Thank you. Hey, hello, everybody. My full name is Edgar Trejo Angel, one of a kind. Type it in all social media, and you'll see my lovely face.
Yeah, love.
This new segment of what I be doing here is, I guess, in a way, judging, reviewing my experiences with the restaurants. I am a traveler. I know some of you who do know me know that I travel all over the East West because of work. And throughout my travels, I have experienced restaurants, the highs and the lows. And I think with this new segment, you guys will get to see and maybe learn a little bit about the food industry and learn where to go eat the next new thing.
Yeah, so we do have we're gonna be doing, like I said, a little bit different today. And since we are his official name coming out is Two Trey Trejo, a
True
restaurant
trade, trade. Oh.
restaurant reviews. And so we are definitely gonna review some today. And so we're gonna kind of be on the side there, but still feel free to make comments, tune in, and make sure you like and share this video because hey, maybe somebody hasn't
Right.
been here before and they can go experience some new food, some good food.
And
So, Alan, if you want to go ahead and put up the first slide. So, like I said, y'all bear with us because we're doing something different today. But different is good. We like to grow here. I told you it's going to be some different things going on at Making Connections. So, to Trey Trejo food review. So,
yeah,
that's the
me.
logo. And we can go on to the second slide, which, Edgar, what I'm going to ask you is why did you want to start this? I mean, I know you said you travel, you go to different places, but why did you want to share it with everybody?
I'm a very outgoing person and I like talking to people. And one of the common things as I, connect with people, connections, right? Um, I know a lot about food, as you guys can tell. But they always ask me, where's the next thing to eat? Where can I go eat here? Where can I go eat there? And considering how my palate is, and honestly, for some of you watching, I'm sorry if I'm your client. Tend to be a little bit picky with food sometimes. So the review process kind of picked up mostly because my friends, coworkers, people that I meet in my travels, the number one thing, the number one topic, honestly, we always say is where can we go eat? We're new here, or I have clients. Where can I take my clients? So food has been like a main topic in my life. 32 years of eating, but that's how it slowly started to develop. I always was thinking about doing a blog, and then before I knew it, just the conversations alone started the reviews, and now I'm putting everything together where people can go and read and see, and at the same time, you know, join, connect, because food is also a good way to connect with one another.
It's absolutely true. I mean, that's one thing that's a common thing. Some at some point in time today, somebody's gonna say, "Okay, what's for dinner? What's for lunch? What's for breakfast? Where are we going?" I'm going here. You want me to pick you up something? And like even like at the offices and stuff, people are always bringing food, and they'll
Mm.
leave it in the break room. They'll go to get a donut, but they'll get 2 dozen donuts so everybody else can enjoy it. So food is a common thing, and I always found it interesting. Like for the church, when we would be fasting, it was like, you know, we eat a lot because like it's hard to find something to fill up this time. I mean, I know we're supposed to be praying and reading the Bible, but I was like, we talk about food a lot. And it is, for funerals, for weddings,
Right, right.
birthday shower. That is one of the main things on the agenda is what will the food be? And so, you ready to go ahead and jump into the um, the places you want to review?
Well, before we jump to the next slide, kind of want to, as you guys see here, you guys can find me on Instagram. For those of you who are tech savvy, you can go ahead and scan that middle column. But I also wanted to bring up why I'm calling this program a True Trade Trejo. So a little background on myself. My last name is, well, one of my last names is Trejo. But two trays is for those of you who, grew up in the 90s, had those styrofoam, trays and food. For me, I always had to grab two because, food, even though there were small portions, they were always, too heavy. So I always asked for two trays, one on top of the other. And then I got a little bit sneaky as I was growing up, and rather than asking for extras, I'll ask for heavy servings. So for those of you out there in cafeterias, still ask for heavy servings versus extra. Get under the radar. And at the same time, I also want to say that whilst I judge these restaurants, I do kind of have like a little quote unquote checklist, as I call it. See how the staff is, how the restaurant cleanliness is, the thought process they go through when they created certain restaurants. And some of these reviews that I'll be doing will be mostly mom and pop restaurants, hole in the wall restaurants. I will do very few chain restaurants unless I think it's phenomenal. So some of the stuff you see on here will definitely be out of the giveaway new experience. So there will be burgers, there will be fries, etc., etc. But if you ever wanted to eat something beyond the normal fast food restaurant, come watch, look at the reviews I do. Yes, some of them are quick foods and fast foods because we all are busy, busy, busy people. But they're all very juicy, delicious foods. So I do encourage you to follow us, listen, because you never know. You may find a restaurant for date night, for example, coming up.
Yeah, I
But
got Valentine's coming up, so you might find a new place to take your boo.
right. And obviously, if you guys see my logo on the right, I will be sharing those with restaurants, and I will be adding restaurants to my pages. So there'll be a lots of ways for you guys to connect not only with us here, but directly to the restaurant.
Yeah, and definitely, there as we go forward, will be some of the restaurants we want to go to and actually, interview the people and be like, like even your name. Why did you come up with this name for your restaurant? Or, what's the history? Is your family always been in the food industry? So, we definitely want to connect with the restaurants and find out a little bit more background about them. So there'll be all kinds of things going on.
Right. And the first restaurant we're going to review is all the way in Nevada,
Yeah,
Las
so Alan, you can go ahead
Vegas.
and be bringing that up the next slide. But yeah, go ahead and tell them.
So this restaurant is called Hell's Chicken.
Chicken.
Now, I'll be honest with you, when we were in Vegas, we were looking for Hell's Kitchen, but we found Hell's Chicken instead. Happy coincidence, happy, we were walking, trying to find something new. Um, but it is I want to say new. I liked it. My group was 50-50. If you're ever in Las Vegas, in Chinatown, because that's what this is. And oh, by the way, when I do my reviews, I would definitely notate where you can find them, if they have online ordering capabilities, stuff like that, or if they themselves are starting a small chain, I would notate. But Hell's Kitchen, let me go ahead and tell you some. Huh?
Hell's
Hell's Kitchen. See, I mean, I do it all the time. Hell's Kitchen, Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's
Um,
chicken. Kitchen.
what I like about them is they are very thoughtful. They thought about their product in detail. I mean, when you go to this restaurant and you go and sit down, the color effects, the dining, the walls, the art. You have little wings there with fire in the top right corner. You can stand in the middle and take your picture. They went all beyond with the detail, the thought process, with their food, with the dessert, and after the dessert. I'll tell you that at the end. But pros, knowledgeable staff, front staff. And what I mean by front staff is there ones face first, your hostess, your waitresses, your waiters, your cashiers, even your cleaning staff. Those are the front staff. Variety of spice levels, as you guys can guess. Hell's Chicken is mostly spicy chicken. So they have different types of levels from your crybaby to your Hell's Chicken. Um, and they really, really did have a 360 thinking of their food. Very clean restaurant, fresh food. I'm not gonna say fresh to the level of from the farm to your table fresh, but definitely fresh. They do their own spices. They grow some of their own peppers in the house. Some of the cons, because they are so new, I think this is mostly when they fall behind. The consistency of the flavor of the food and cooking time did not follow through all their dishes. Meaning, my personal dishes that I had that day, phenomenal. Good taste. And what I mean by taste, we do need to talk about that. There's two levels of taste that I do when I eat spicy food. Just because it's spicy doesn't mean it tastes good. And just because it tastes good doesn't mean it's spicy. To me, you really need to mix those together. And for some of you who eat spicy food, know what I'm talking about. But some of the cons is the consistency of food because I had a party of three. They were eating throughout different types of chicken, or one of them was eating a fish. Um, did not have the same flavors. Did not have the same cooking time. Um, some people don't really like the pink on the bone. Some of my party members had pink a little bit on the bone, but not enough to say it was not cooked all the way. They just don't like the pink. And they did have different varieties other than chicken. Did they have a little bit of beef choices? Did they have a little bit of fish choices? I say the gimmick for this restaurant is more on the spice powders and the different levels of barbecuing them. So overall, I give this restaurant a definitely an 8 out of 10. What about you, Allie? Oh, by the way, Allie was with me during this time too.
Yeah, so let's see the next slide, Alan. Show you some of the food that we had. Now, I really like like you said, the atmosphere of the place. The workers there are very friendly. I like all the little decorations. They had the big Las Vegas sign, and then, like he said, in the corner there, the little Hell's Kitchen, Hell's Chicken. See, Hell's Chicken with the wings, and we're taking pictures there and stuff like that. So the ambiance was cool. Um, most of my dishes, most of what I had was good. Like I had the fish and I had the greens, and then I had chicken. But like my chicken, I didn't really like my chicken. It was a little bit too much breading, and it was too done for me. Like it looked more like little chicken nuggets than like chicken breast. But overall, everything like the chicken Edgar had looked very different, and he enjoyed it. So I think it depends on what kind of chicken you might order there. And so, yeah, but I mean, I had a really good time. It was good. I would go back again. It wouldn't be like first thing on my list, like when we get off the plane, hey, let's hit Hell's Chicken. But I would suggest you go and try it.
And as you guys can see in the picture, and as I talk to some of the reviews, obviously pictures is worth a thousand words. So as you see the top left, you'll see the mac and cheese. Then you see some beans, and then you see the chicken in the bottom left, and then you see not chicken, the fish, the bottom left. What type of fish did you have? Do you remember?
I don't remember what kind it was, but it was really good. I was surprised she set it down. I was like, but it was really good, and the slaw was really good.
And that's what I mean about their thinking all the way through. As you see the picture on the right, you have the variety of sauces. They do not, well, I'm trying to be nice. They're not stingy with their sauces, put it to you
Yeah.
that way. They will give you all the sauces they will have. But if you go to the next slide, please.
So as he's switching over, but it was really a good experience. So again, I will say if you're ever in the Las Vegas area in where are we at Chinatown?
We were in Chinatown. You can always find them at www.hellschickenlv.com. They, you know, like I said, they're mom and pop, but they're very up with technology. You can order online. You can order pickup, delivery. For those of you who are living in the area, pre-deliver, or if you just want to order ahead of time. There you can also see the sauces they have. They're happy staff, willing to help you. There you see the picture of the lab of the plants they grow in house. Now, some of you who know plants know that you have four different types of peppers right there. You have your jalapeno pepper, you have your um, Roman pepper, and then you have your what I call the fajita pepper, and then you also have that little orange pepper that everybody's afraid of. What's it called? Habanero? No.
I was just gonna say it must be hot. That's all I know to call it.
Some
I'm
of you
sure
guys
that's
know
not-
as the nickname of the devil pepper or the hell pepper. That's probably why they get their name, Hell's Chicken. But it's a little. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's yellow. But as soon as you take a bite on it, you will be running towards the back.
So, Edgar, while we're on that topic, okay, so for me, I think they gave us different levels we could choose. For
Right.
me, I like spice. I like a little bit of heat, but I don't go that crazy stuff where I need like milk and all that stuff. So when people are eating hot stuff, instead of drinking water, what should they have if they're like really testing something out and they're not sure they're gonna be able to take it?
Okay, first of all, if you are having water, make sure there's room temperature, not cold, and don't drink it, don't swallow it. Just leave it in your mouth to get the temperature of your body. That will help. If you only have water. If you have condiments, let's say ketchup, mustard, stuff like that, just again a little bit goes a long way on the tongue. Your tongue has sensors all throughout. The main spiciness it will hit will be the bottom of the front of your tongue, which that sensors is mostly for sweetness. So obviously, get some little ketchup licked on there. Again, don't swallow. Let it leave it on your mouth. Mustard, same way. Pickle juice, same way. And then obviously milk. Again, milk drink, but don't swallow. Leave it like if you do a mouthwash, and just leave it on your tongue. Let your nerve systems kind of clean out. Let the milk soak into some of your taste buds, and then spit it out, obviously. But leave it calm. The more panicky you get, the more blood flow you get on your tongue, the spicier things get. So calm, collective, and then it will pass. Trust me, it will pass.
Calm and collected. Okay.
Calm and collected.
I might test that theory for y'all one day. Not with nothing nuclear or anything like that, but I might test the theory for y'all one day.
And some funny facts here. Like I said, they're really thoughtful. And some of you guys know that eat spicy on a regular basis. Sometimes it's spicy going in, sometimes it's spicy coming out. This restaurant has a very clean bathroom and it has a bidet.
Yeah,
So if
I
you
think
are a
so.
regular on spiciness, the bidet will help you out a whole lot.
Yes, he and the other person that was with us, my cousin went in, but I didn't go in. I was like, okay. And I will say, like, when you go in, it's like, okay, does anybody eat here? But it was so many people coming in, picking up orders and going out. So they do have business, absolutely. But when you first walk in, I was like, okay, does anybody eat here? They have a lot of business.
Don't worry, Ali. I will never take you to a restaurant where it's not safe. The outside might look a little sketchy, but I'll be sure the restaurant is always good standards. But remember, that's what you
Sometimes
want
we're
in the
trying
best
stuff,
ways.
though. I mean, sometimes the good restaurants are not in the best places.
Very true.
So I think that's all we have for Hell's Chicken. Is that all you want to say for that one as we move through?
Do you have any other questions for us, Kitchen? This was
Who me?
okay. Yeah. Well, any viewers, ask away, and I do review some of these stuff. So even if you're not here live with us today, go and comment, and I will answer all your questions and all concerns.
Yeah, and if you want to even suggest some places for us to review, make sure you leave it in the comments.
I'll be happy to be your guinea pig.
Ah,
Go to the next slide.
and so I think the next slide is taking us to another place that we recently found and actually enjoyed it quite a bit. And so, which one is this, Edgar?
Now, forgive me if I say this wrong, but I always want to say Dirty Tom's.
So it's Dirty Thumbs.
And this is one of North Carolina's newish restaurants, as the Jamaican cuisine is growing in popularity in restaurants. Now, the reason I put three logos here is because this particular restaurant has some history. This restaurant is a mom and pop restaurant, Ian, and they started out with cooking their native foods for friends and family, grew to a little catering business, the far right logo. And as their business grew, they still had two jobs plus the business. So, a very migrant family, first generation Jamaicans. And then as their business grew, they went into a truck food business. As some of you guys know, food trucks sometimes make the best foods.
Mhm.
Outbeats even some of those restaurants, sitting restaurants. So that's the logo in the middle. So if you see the logo in the middle, most likely you have seen their food truck around the Hickory, Charlotte, North Carolina area. Every now and then they go to boom. And then lastly, the symbol on the left is their actual restaurant, which is located on Highway 70 in Hickory, North Carolina. So they have a lot of practice. They do like customers' feedback. They have a great Facebook community. They will be linked in the show up to the end. So this family really, I guess, started the what I consider the right way. They did not jump into the restaurant business right away. They did have their catering first, and I'm not saying go out and be a caterer before you open a restaurant, but you do need to at least work at a restaurant before you open yours. Um,
True.
and that also leads me to say, just because I'm judging these people is not because I myself haven't had a restaurant experience. I have been a grill cook. I'm not gonna say names here for other legal names, but I have cooked for entire restaurants when I'm myself and there's like I want to say 50 tables at once. So I have cooked myself. I've done everything from sandwiches to grilling, head cook, soup cook. So just because I'm judging these people, I'm not judging them just because of my taste buds. I'm judging more for because I was in the restaurant business. I do have experience with some of the stuff cooking. And as we continue the shows, Ellie and I will do food shows and stuff like that and show you what I do, what we do, and how we cook and stuff like that. Ellie herself has tasted some of my home cooking, and even my other businesses is dealing with food. Even though I'm a technical person, my other businesses are food related. So I am food all the way. So some of the stuff that I'm telling you is because I know it, I'm in it, I live it, and I'm not bullying anybody. So,
Yeah, and I didn't cook anything, but I have worked in a restaurant and waited tables and seen the kitchen and seen how the services go, see what cooks you don't want to eat from, what
mhm,
cooks will serve you food right, and don't get mad if you send it back and all kinds of stuff. So it's all kinds of stuff that goes on. So, but, but at the end of the day, if you can get a good meal, it just makes you feel good.
right. And this is one of my happy places, Dirty Thumbs.
And
Even
Alan, while
though,
he's talking about that, if you can go to the next slide, show us some of the food. But
and
this is
when I
your
mean, and
happy
what I
place.
mean by happy places is when I eat, and when you guys see me, if you guys ever see me out in a restaurant, you think I'm like dancing and you know enjoying the food. That's me enjoying the food. Now, if you see me like all quiet and I talk with my face. We probably should do videos of us tasting the food with our faces go left and
That'd be funny.
right. So, even though this is a Jamaican, for some of you who eat a regular standard American food, meaning no flavor, um, no spices, no rubs,
Yeah.
um, some of this stuff will probably be an acquired taste into your taste buds, go beyond the norm. So there are wonderful Jamaican cuisine, great restaurant, clean, knowledgeable staff. And what I mean by knowledgeable staff, it doesn't necessarily mean that they know what you know they're serving and or cooking, but they are willing to learn it. So in this particular restaurant, one of the waitresses did not know everything. So she was not afraid of saying, I don't know, let me find you the right answer. And she did. She went us and found us the right answer. So when I do say friendly, knowledgeable staff, even if you get there and they don't know the answer, they will go and find you the answer. Good prices, especially with the economy right today. And at the end, I'll show you how they charge, which I loved. Homemade spices again. This lady mixes her own spices. Um, Very fresh, home cooked food. They go directly to the distributor, so that's really good. This is one of my happy places. This is probably like 10 out of 10, but it is smallish, the restaurant, and you do kind of have to go there, eat, and go. It's not really a hangout place unless they're slow, whatever. They will not kick you out for sure. They will not. But you know how customers are with other customers. They keep them alive. They be done. So they want to sit down. But you can find them on Facebook. You have their website right there. You can order online. They're happy to receive your phone call. They will even do private catering for you and take the food truck to your business if you like. Um, yep. This is my pros and cons for this and a little backstory. If you go to the next slide to show the food.
Yeah, so now we'll say that since we went there, because I don't know how long they've been there, but since we went there the first time, we went back and they've updated some of their tables and things like that. Because when you're first starting, Alan, you can go to the next slide. But when you're first starting, you just want to get some tables and some chairs in there that make sure the people are comfortable, but they have upgraded a little bit, so they are definitely invested in what they're doing. And so and they're trying to get the atmosphere a little bit more conducive to what you might be used to in a restaurant. But It was really good food. We have always when we go, we everybody gets something different so we can try different things, and so the food was pretty good.
Hmm. And it's also a great place for lunch and grabbing. Once you figure out what you want, is great for lunch. For example, they had tacos, they had little sandwiches, they had empanadas, um, but Jamaican style, jerk chicken. Now, those of you, what I mean by flavoring is their grains on their sauce, their grains on the powder, on the spice are a little bit bigger than what you're known for. So as you're eating it, you feel like little pieces of balls sometimes around your mouth. Don't be scared. It's
Mhm,
not dirt. It's just
mhm,
spices, just cut up a little bit bigger than normal. So definitely don't be scared about that. It's not tangy. It's just different. So I do suggest you go and actually taste Jamaican style food. The oxtails are wonderful. Their chicken, their pork, their fish, their sandwiches, their version of tacos. Now they did their version of tacos when they were doing their taco truck or their food truck, so it'd be easier for them to provide the food out. It was more of immersion than an actual taco.
mhm,
So that was their version of making tacos. So spread the Jamaican taste to others. It is wonderful. As you guys can see right now, the price is there, and they also have beverages from Jamaica themselves, so you'll be able to eat and drink what a Jamaican local eats and drinks as well.
absolutely. So I think we have another slide that we're getting to the food. We forgot we had so much information about them, but like for example, I like curry goat. You know, not everybody likes goat, but I do like. I don't eat it everywhere, but typically we had a Jamaican restaurant here years ago, and I had it, so I was a little bit. I was like, I hope it's as good as that, and so it really was that good. So I definitely suggest the curry goat. It's very tasty, and
Very tasty. It was very good.
yeah, you get a nice helping. So I like that too. So you see some of the food here.
Now, when I say I review the restaurant, I review the restaurant. As you guys can see on the top right, and that's the picture of the whole table. Most of that's my food. I ordered all the empanadas they had, all the tacos they had, and a main dish. Again, it's Jamaican style, so the standard cut up of the meat is a little bit different. That caught me off guard. For those of you who are carnivores like me, you like meat, you know that certain meats are cut in a different style following the joint of the animal. In this case, it looked like everything was cut into a V shape. So as you are eating, you do have to be careful of the little bones that you're not used to um, sensing in your mouth. But the taste was wonderful. The rice was not dry. Um, the little flour, I don't want to say it's an actual salad, the one you had, Ali, in your um,
I had cabbage and rice, I think.
yeah,
Cabbage.
but was it really cabbage? Because when I tasted it, it didn't feel like cabbage. It felt like
Yeah,
cabbage with like curry-ish
it was kind of
mashed potato.
curry. It's not the cabbage you would, get at a soul food place kind of cabbage. It definitely has some kind of Jamaican flair to it, but it's I don't really know how to describe it, but so just be prepared. It's different, but it was pretty good. I liked it. The plantains. I'm not really a plantain person.
Sweet.
Those plantains are sweet. That's like cake or some dessert. So if you're looking for something sweet, you go order some plantains. But I'm not really into that too much.
And for those of you, plantains in Spanish is you also be learning a little Spanish. Some of those plantains are um, plátano, banana, duro, hard banana. Don't get it twisted though. They're plantains. Okay. So plátanos duros, as we like to say it, and it's very for people on the island, people from the coast, from where I'm from, is very popular. People from the South America, you guys know, you guys have plantains on every dish. So yes, these plantains were sweeter than usual. I even asked her where she exactly got them, but she didn't know because directly from the distributor. So again, that proves my point. They go out and get this raw ingredients to make their dishes. And as you guys can see on the bottom left, now personally, I have eaten empanadas before. They're not stingy on their
No, they're not.
stuffings. They will fill that empanada up with whatever you originally ordered. They'll give you good portions for dinner and good portions for lunch, so you're not gonna feel like you're hungry again after eating lunch, and you're not gonna well, you are gonna feel full after you eat dinner.
Truly.
So portions were wonderful
Hmm.
here. Music, we probably could have listened to more Jamaican music, but
Yes.
overall it was good. To me, it was good because I was Hispanic music.
But let's just say, for example, the oxtail, the dinner plate it is $20, but that's $20 well spent. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can go and you get like two, three oxtails for a whole plate, and they give you like a whole bunch of sides to make you feel like you got $20 worth of plate. But here they give you enough meat and sides, to enjoy your dish. And I mean, you get plenty of oxtails, and they're good.
Right. And again, come eat and then leave. Or just what we do, order everything to go. As you guys see in the pictures here, is literally how they pack everything. So no new portions gonna happen when you hit the to go cups, because some of you know the go cups are small.
No,
So
it's the same on a to-go plate, that's for sure.
and as we go to the next slide, I want to teach you guys something about this restaurant, and hopefully it will help you guys out when you get there. So, as you guys know, for those of you who cook or eat a lot of empanadas, you can't tell what's inside the empanada until you eat it or you have a very good smell. Um,
So you got
there,
1 minute, Edgar, to tell this part so we can make sure we get to the next one.
what?
I said you got 1 minute to kind of sum this up, make sure we
Oh,
get to the next one.
oh, okay. So their empanadas here, they put little dots on them to distinguish what's what as soon as they finish making it. So always ask what is the red dot, what is the yellow dot, what is the green dot, so you know. And they keep the consistency, so you always know I'm getting my empanada that I ordered. And lastly, here, what this restaurant does that very few restaurants do, even the chains do, will tell you how much it is if you pay in cash and or if you pay with credit card or debit card. So I love that because I don't always want to pay that extra fee, even though a lot of restaurants will charge you either way. And it also keeps the prices down because those of you who own restaurants or businesses in general know that paying with a card is not necessarily you paying into the fee, is the owner. And again, these are mom and pop restaurants. We're trying to keep them up and alive so we can eat that good food.
Yes. So very good restaurant. Definitely suggest you go try it. If you see the food truck around, go order your empanada, order you some tacos, the fish tacos. I mean, I really didn't have anything that was bad. The plantains were just too sweet, but I didn't have anything that was bad. So, and I haven't actually seen the upgrade, so I'm looking forward to going back in and seeing what the upgrade looks like. All right. Is that it for this one? Moving right along, right?
Yeah, move right along.
All right, next slide, Alan. And you have to say the
Oh,
name.
Well, I think I have to pass this particular to you at the beginning, right, Alicia? This is your favorite restaurant.
This is my happy place. But I still don't know how to say the name, so go ahead.
So, La Cocinita is, in translation, little kitchen. So this is another mom and pop shop in Hickory in what is it, Lenore? No, downtownish. How will you say this? 127 Highway, North Carolina ish.
Yeah.
Either way, we have links. Just follow the link. This is another hole in the wall restaurant. They started out catering. I personally know this family because church people. Um, and I have worked with them before as one of the caterers. So they have very well experience in cooking and catering. They did have a roughy start on their business when they did COVID, as we recently learned. But I'm glad they're up and running again. And honestly, they seem to be full, or at least have customers all the time we go. And we go at different times of the hour. And I was gonna say some cons on the next slide, but I was told that there's no cons here because this is Alex' favorite place in the world.
Oh, what? Well, you said what?
But
Go
if you
ahead
go
to
to,
the next slide. I don't. But look at that portion. I mean, again, the portion size is, let's be real about it. Mom and pops, they have to pay the same pricing that a chain page. You know what I'm saying? They might get some discounts or whatever, but listen, they have to pay for what they get. And so pricing, yeah, I don't think that's $5, but look at the portion size and the flavor is well worth it. So the restaurants we bring to you might not be the cheapest restaurants, but we're definitely giving you restaurants where you're definitely going to get a good bang for your buck. You're going to get the taste, the flavor, you're going to be full, and you're going to want to go back again. So, Alan, if you want to go to the next slide.
so here are pros again: fresh food, cooks, cook how you want and what you want. Level of a custom dish. I'll let Ali explain that part. Um, Good, consistently food. Like again, we go there a lot. True Mexican food. I'll show you some of the pictures. What I mean by true Mexican food. Friendly, knowledgeable staff. Everybody in the kitchen knows one another, from the front staff to the back staff, from the distributors. Cons, they're new to the game, like I said, little bit behind in technology to the level of lanes or ordering to go and stuff like that. We're not having to make a phone call or be in there in person. So they're getting there. They really, really are getting there. They do accept debit card and credit card, no American Express, but they do well. Can get a little bit slow when they're understaffed again. This is a family, so they're not really gonna hire a whole lot until they get it up and moving. So guys, do go eat. You're not gonna regret it. If it gets a little bit slow, be patient. The food is gonna come. They always treat you right. Ali accidentally ordered something and got something else, and at the end of the day, she fell in love with the new dish. Um, and again, um, this goes to the next slide so we can talk about the food. And let me finish the authentic side, and I'll let you say your part.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the what I mean by authentic is you are gonna get your tamales made by Mexicans, and what I mean by Mexicans is the spiciness, the cooking time, the materials, the recipe itself. Now the bottom right corner is panza. So that's a dish of we normally eat that during the cold season. It's like a pozole. For those of you know who know what the pozole and panza is, I'm not gonna say what it is in English because I don't want certain views what it is. But it's very good taste. They have your standard burritos, they have your standard fajitas, but they also mix anything and cook anything as long as they have the ingredients. So you will get your authentic Mexican dishes like your chilaquiles, pambazos, tortas, and um, pozoles, carne asadas, etc. And at the same time, you also get your Tex-Mex, like your nachos and your fajitas and your burritos. By the way, burritos, Tex-Mex, not Mexican. So I'll let Ali talk about her favorite part, the customization of the dish, which I think they're known for.
So, like you said, I mean, they're trying to build their clientele, and so I don't know. One of something one day, it might have just been like a taco salad, and I was like, "Well, can you guys make taco salad?" Because it wasn't on the list. So they were able to do that, and then sometimes I'll just ask. So, and but what I like is like he came back and he was like, "So, how did you like your taco salad?" So, what was missing or what would you add? I mean, they're very in tune to their customers, wanting to please them, and just get ideas. What would you add to this that will make it better? um then they change, like, distributors, I guess, or maybe the distributor changed their chorizo. I'm a big chorizo girl. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's the Mexican sausage.
Chorizo, yep.
So they were like, and I was coming from work or something, and he was already there, and I told him what I wanted, and so he ordered it. But they were like, this chorizo is different. It might taste different. Is she really gonna like that? Da, da, da. So they're really concerned about, okay, it might have a little different taste to it. Should I wait for her to get here for her to order it and explain to her? But and then one day, I think they accidentally gave me chicken instead of, or they gave me steak instead of chicken. So they were like, "That's our fault. We're gonna add chicken." I was like, "I don't want any more meat." They were like, "No, we're gonna take it home." So they're really about trying to please you and make sure that they get the orders right, and they want you to come back, and tell your friends about it. So I mean, it's really a good atmosphere. They're very friendly. Now, I would say that one time we went there, it was like, it's a long time, and it was lunch break for me. So I was just like, oh my gosh, maybe we should get this to go. But I think that's really the only time that it was like kind of an extended wait, but they had a big catering order ahead of us, and we just didn't know that. So I think if they just told us that, could have just switched our lunch time, came back a little bit later, whatever. So, but it wasn't because they were just slow necessarily, but it's because they had this big catering order ahead of us. But it was worth the wait.
And if you go to the next slide, you guys will see the famous dish, or the latest famous dish she invented. So this is a taco salad breakfast. Finally came up with the name, aka Crunch. Uh, Now, as you guys can see, I mean, this picture says it all. You can even, for those of you who know produce, you can see the avocado, how green and ripe it is.
Mhm.
You can see how fresh the egg is. She ordered it hard, fried hard, so they did exactly what she said. There's her different type of chorizo than the normal chorizo. Um, what else did you add on here?
I think I got pico de gallo, and it was like a combination of a breakfast dish that was already on the menu, and I just asked them if they could add, like, well, can you add the egg like this, and can you put some avocado? So it had like rice in it, the egg, the chorizo, the avocado, pico de gallo. So it's really tasty dish, all in a little taco shell, because I like crunch. I don't really like soft tacos or. Mm-mm. I so I always like something crunchy. Now the street tacos do come in a soft shell, and I do like their street tacos, so I can deal with that.
If you
But
go to the next slide,
I think that was the last slide, Edgar.
no, there's one more.
Oh, okay.
Now, here are your street tacos. And for those of you who know tortillas, can see that that's homemade tortilla. So, I'm already hungry. Uh,
And I'm like, are we going to lunch after this?
but I know we kind of went kind of quickly on the previous slides, and they have their menus there and their prices. Some of the stuff we talked about was on the menu and some of it not. Like Ali said, they're very in tune to the customers. So don't be afraid in asking for things. But obviously, respectfulness. They're a mom and pop shop. Let's not be Karens and Joes out there, please.
I
Um,
was getting ready to say, but you better go in there with some respect because they're nice people and they try to, like I said, they try to, do what they can. But sometimes, and I always tell them, I said, you can tell me no, that you can't do this, but I don't really go in there asking for something crazy that they might not have. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I try to work with the ingredients that I see on the menu and just be like, can you put this and that together? But I don't take advantage of, anything like that. I tell them that you can tell me no, and because they're just willing to kind of try it and they're still, you know, building their clientele. So depends on how busy they are. I might not be able to do it, but
And don't worry, people, they still have your chase dip, they still have your fajitas, your quesadillas, your
mhm.
flautitas, and other titas that Tex Mex has been known for.
Their sweet
Um,
tea is delicious.
they have authentic, what is called fresh water, which is horchata, tamarindo, or Jamaica, pina colada, stuff like that, whatever they make that day. So when I say fresh water, it's flavorful water made from a fresh plump, meaning either the juices were congested and frozen over time, so you can just add water, and then it turns into some type of mixed drink. So everything is fresh. Very few things were frozen unless you ordered ACP. By the way, if you order an ACP, you're getting like broccolis and carrots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you order arroz con pollo, which by the way is ACP, if you take the initials out, you will literally get chicken and rice with some veggies.
Mm,
So, little known fact there.
all right. But
So,
yeah, and
yeah,
I even like the fact that even when they're busy. I mean, a couple of them they really try to remember who you are, and so they're like, "Oh, you want sweet tea today? Or you having it?" So they kind of get used to you and try to let you know that they know who you are by asking, "Are you having the usual? Or are you doing something different?" So they're really good people.
so all these restaurants that we have talked about, that's all the slides. So all of these restaurants that we talked about, two are in North Carolina, one is in Las Vegas. And as we do the reviews, we are going to notate where they're from. You may see some from New York for a short time. You may see some from Florida for a short time. You may see some from Atlanta for a short time. But again, if you guys have any questions or want to see the particular restaurants or dishes, or even if you want to know how to cook it, how to bake it, how to make it, let us know. Between all the connections Ali has, and between all my knowledge and my connections, we'll find you someone and show you how to cook as well. So this
Yeah.
is me. Um, before I go, Miss Ali, do we have anything else?
No, that's all. Remind them again how they can. There you go. There's your email there.
Yes, you can find me or you can email me at edgar.trejo@gmail.com. You can also search my name on Facebook. You can also search my name on Instagram. You'll see my lovely face and the rest of the pictures and more in detail what I reviewed.
Yeah. So we're going to be building this up and, like you said, putting reviews online as well. Again, we ask that you share, like, go follow the page, making connections with Allie, so that you'll know when we're doing live shows. And Edgar will be with us, just kind of like JT is with us every fourth Monday. Edgar is going to be with us every fourth Saturday of the month. So
Except for
huh?
except for
Except
the
for
stuff.
except for February, yeah, because we just were getting a schedule together and somebody had already booked that. But he will be with us February. I think it's the third Monday, but every fourth Saturday from that date, we'll be doing some reviews. And so I think he's going to come a little bit right before Valentine's in February, kind of give you a couple ideas. Again, where you might take your boo something different, something that, not the usual place. Have a little something new set up because we're being new in 2023, doing different things, and so definitely. So, we are making connections with Allie. We're here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Definitely mark your calendar for Edgar's segments, the restaurant reviews every fourth Saturday of the month, except for February. But you can reach out to me at info@aliciajohnson.com, 980-389-6826. Call or text that number. If you want to book a show or be a guest on the show, hit calendly.com/ making connections TV. Edgar has a to go. We're still working people, so he's got a meeting to get to. But Edgar, we appreciate you, and we'll definitely be putting out some of those pictures on the page as well. So we're going to leave you. I'm going to leave too at the same time. So, as always, until next time, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Like, follow, and share.